Hello and welcome back to Starsector. And when we last left off, we joined up with the junkyard dogs to try out some of their ships, and of course we would like to continue our efforts today. So then we don't from our save game and see what we can do today with Spacer Joe at the helm. I do believe there are some outstanding issues though. If you take a look at our fleet for instance. Yeah, because I've come to the realization that this heavy destroyer is meant to escort battleships and other slower vessels into combat, and frankly it's just way too slow in my hands with a 16 and top speed. So I suppose for now we're going to switch vehicles again. I'm sorry, lady. Yeah, this should work, I hope, and otherwise we're also in desperate need of a better missile launcher for our missile destroyer. I don't think the hammers will do it, realistically speaking. So I suppose we do a stopover at the Prison Freeport. Maybe. They usually have a decent selection of missile systems available. And since we're in the area, is there anything of interest here? Well, of course we know there's a pirate base over here, but we are severely lacking in firepower still. So I don't think that would work. Another bridge and an enforcer. There's probably a little bit more than we can shoot right now, I would think. Yeah, most likely. Well, in this case, I think we set a course for the Prison Freeport and equip some of our ships properly. That's probably the smarter idea. Over here. And incidentally, we have good reputation with the independent faction. Well, they aren't really a faction, of course, but you know what I mean. Did we gas up last time? We have indeed, that's excellent. Leaving our tiny colony behind. And a sleeper cell, of course. What else is new? Yeah, this other ship here, the missile destroyer, only has 2 small hardpoints otherwise, so if it doesn't have a good missile system, it's useless essentially. I mean, what can we do with a tactical laser? A single one and a whole lot, right? You do have the missile specialization, yes, indeed you do. Okay, the jackhammer needs to go. Anything else you can put in here? Leave us some room, please, and then see what we can mount on here. So as a reminder, we also have the missile autoforge. You do have the missile specialization. We also put in the missile storage expansion. So it doesn't get much better here in terms of capacity, really. I think we only missed one blueprint. Okay, torpedo launcher. 26 ordnance points. That's pretty substantial. Is it worth the trouble? Deswegen is no guidance though. The same problem we have with the jackhammer at the moment, so I don't think we shall. Cruise missiles, on the other hand, of course, are tracked. Or guided, I should say, but the tracking is very poor indeed, according to the statistics. 6,000 range though. And we also have the sprint missiles, so they should get on target more frequently than that. And we have the Crimson Streak, a courtesy of the Stardust Avenger mod. $2,500 range. Well, the problem is, of course, getting in the range in the first place will be a difficult proposition, although we do have some decent top speed, right? Well, relatively speaking, it's not terrible. Oh, armored? Oh, must be a new one. So this is an armored missile, essentially. Okay. Range of 2,000. Good tracking. Medium speed. Doesn't look shabby, but it's a medium launcher. We want a large one here. Otherwise, this vehicle is a bit of a waste then in our fleet. So it comes down to these two, I would think. Of course, we know the squall can also be very useful. But it should be a secondary weapon system, not our primary one. And this we have to reload very frequently with our auto forge. Because they only have 3. Plus 2, I believe. And then times 2, courtesy of their trades. Or his trades. As a male bite. I'm sorry there. No disrespect intended. Finisher. This is a strike missile. Whatever that means. I guess we try this one on for size and see how it works. The other weapons, I guess they're fine. Otherwise, we also have our heavy drone for point defense. Okay. We have more vents because the autoforge, of course, it does have a large flux penalty when used. These things work relatively well, all things considered, but maybe there's a better option available for 6 ordnance points. We also picked up some crot in the meantime, of course. Torpedo launcher. Proton gun, maybe. But I don't think so. So we have to have the best option available, essentially. Well, that's what I figured. At least have a better missile launcher available. And while we're here, just out of curiosity, what's on offer at the shipyard? Also from the high-tech trader, of course. These will always be in pristine condition, I believe, and they usually have a decent selection available. Yeah, this is a generic design, courtesy of Starsector. Of one of the mods, I think. Sentinel subsystem. It's a little bit pricey at the moment, of course. Also larger than we would like to have at the moment, I think. Yeah, I don't see any vehicles in here, but of course our vehicles are scrap metal essentially, so they're not really attractive to the high-tech trader, I would think. On the black market, anything of use? Not really, right? That's what I figured. Sometimes there are also some important people waiting, like an officer, for instance, or a colonial administrator. But of course, we don't need any of those. A reckless officer, huh? Well, we happen to have the ship for you. You can take control of this thing because it's very well armored. You are steady with ordnance expertise. Okay, well then we don't really have a vehicle for you at the moment. I'm sorry, then you take control of the carrier for a little bit. I'm sure we're going to buy something else from our shipyard once we get to that place. And anything of interest back here? Sure, we can do that, even though we haven't really accomplished the whole lot just yet. Yeah, sure, give a speech, even though it's not really my style. Are we? I don't think we're quite so preposterous. I don't think so. And apparently some people think it's a good idea to sign up with us. Maybe I've learned how to do a speech along the way, right? Oh, excellent. I think we can live with that. Pirate raids, well, tell me something about that. So apparently they have a pirate base in there. Of course, we don't have to commit to anything. We don't have to go there. It's entirely optional, even though we don't tell them that, of course. Okay, so why don't we stop over at our shipyard and see what else we can come up with. Shouldn't be too far away. Yeah, it's just one system over. Yeah, there's a military shipyard, times 2. I guess it wasn't worth coming here after all. Yes, thanks for the helpful tips there. I don't think our faction is very oppressive. At least I hope not. Yeah, the usual stuff, right? The storms. Good job, guys. But since we're here, we could maybe do a stopover. I think that's fine. Even though I don't think it's a military shipyard, right? Nope, it isn't, of course. Yeah, but still in need of smaller and also more nimble warships. At the moment, doesn't seem to be a whole lot of those around. Yeah, this is our battleship here. It's not very frequently encountered. And this is our up-armored ego. Heavy cruiser. Of course, it's all pretty slow, ultimately. There's a reliable cruiser, or so it is claimed, with unreliable subsystems. Well, I'm not one to judge, of course. So 8,000 hull integrity, 1,000 armor. And it shows you how, how much of a flying brick this Happy is, right, by comparison. Okay, plasma burn, 50 top speed. I think we're looking for something a little bit smaller. And you have structural damage and degraded shields, exactly like my copy. So all the junkyard docks vehicles are very slow, because they're up armor to the maximum. With some exceptions, of course. Yeah, these don't have a lot of staying power, as we've already discovered. Otherwise, we have a selection of light carriers in various conditions on offer. Not exactly super impressive. Otherwise, some civilian ships around here that don't really make a difference to us. Maybe something small from the black market. A bit of smuggling has never hurt anyone. Kites, huh? I don't think we actually have a modified kite, oddly enough. This thing seems oddly intelligent. What is that all about? It's obviously based on the freighter here, right? The Buffalo. Canister flag. Does come before an asteroid breaker and a couple of yeah, drones, of course. Expanded missile racks. We do have 3 small composite hardpoints and 2 medium ones. 90 top speed. So it's a Q ship essentially. Oh, interesting. We may give that one a spin. Even though it may make the officials around here slightly unhappy with us. Probably. Certainly there's a shortage of crew at the moment. And this is another missile destroyer essentially. Okay, let's just see what we can come up with. And we have a post for Our Lady again. Built in. Okay, point defense, 400 range. It's alright, I suppose. And these are all forward facing, so we need some guidance on those missiles. I mean, we don't have to go with a missile specific loadout, but this makes sense. There's also recoilless blaster here with 800 range. Of course, it's all against armor, not so good against shields, of course. Heavy asteroid blaster, that's the armored version of what I'm using, so it's a triple payload variety essentially. But the firing arc is very limited indeed on this vehicle, as it turns out. Oh, the good old Thumper, a favorite of mine, because it's hilarious, frankly. Okay, maybe we put one recoilless blaster on here. Then some missiles maybe, not the jackhammer, although it is compatible. This should give us, yeah, we don't have any auto fortune, I think, right? No, we don't, it's canister flag. So we get 12 and then we're out, essentially. Is it worth a medium hardpoint in this case? It may not be. These are pretty decent, from what I do remember. Okay, I guess we go with that, because they have some excellent guidance, as opposed to the jackhammers with no guidance whatsoever. So this has 800 range anti-armor, then we have some anti-shield missiles, okay. Not too terrible. Do we need point defense in the front? We may not. This is a 360 turret after all. And we have our drones for that, and these are capable of doing what exactly? Okay, only for local defense. That means if we find some brightness along the way, we don't have to worry about their missile spam too much. Isn't that something? I guess then we go for shock cannon in the middle. 750 range. We do have 90 top speed at the moment. Peak performance rating is only 120. Alright, and back here we put in what exactly? No salamanders. We go with missiles ideally. I think it's a smaller version of this essentially. No, it's actually against Troll, not shields. Okay. 25% against shields is almost nothing. So it's a finisher essentially. Again. So this thing isn't really capable of inflicting the damage itself. We need to use it as a finisher, you know, as a support vehicle. This being a modified buffalo, it does make some sense. I suppose we can try the saturation angle. Although these are very inaccurate from what I do remember. But we do get 180 of them, courtesy of our built-in modifications. Okay, I do believe these are very accurate once the shields are down, so we try that maybe. I don't think it's the greatest loadout we've ever seen, but I think it shall work. So what's our glaring weakness? Maneuverability, hull integrity. It's after all a converted freighter. I'm not going to fly around and look for blueprints everywhere, so I don't think that's too much of a worry. The firing arc is very limited. I think this should be a good idea. We can also invest some story points. Booster rockets, yes. Well, speed is whitish, I guess, at least for a little bit. Yeah, missile storage expansion would make some sense on that thing, wouldn't you believe? Nano hull repair only repairs hull, not armor. Although, to be honest, we have not a lot of either of those things. That could be useful. Otherwise, once we're out of missiles, we are almost completely useless. So I suppose we do retreat, you know, in this case. I think it makes some sense. Yeah, I think if the enemy focuses on that ship, it's going to go down anyhow. Probably. Okay, but hopefully it works quite well, and it's also a junkyard dog specific vehicle we want to try out. Maybe that could make some sense. Okay, anything else? Maybe we look at scrapyard and see if we cannot find anything else around here. Like an escort, destroyer, or whatever. And an officer for hire. But do we need someone else? Depends on what you can do, my friend. Steady and polarized armor. But at the moment we don't have a good post for you, but this will of course change pretty shortly. Probably the next frigate we pick up, I would think. Yeah, let's of course do some smuggling. Didn't go unnoticed, but they are too slow to catch us. Isn't that lovely? It may cost us 1 point of reputation, but I think we can manage if we don't mind. And the military shipyard, what's on offer back here? I mean, we can just spam the enemies with drones, but a drone tender is no replacement for a escort frigate, you know? It simply ain't. This is something we could maybe aspire to once we have earned some money for that. And the endurance, but I think one, yeah, missile destroyer is fine for now. There is a drone tender. We were looking at this previously, weren't we? So we have 3 wings, of course, 6 more composite hardpoints and 2 medium ones. So we could also, well, serve double duty with 5,000 hull integrity and 900 armor. Yeah, I think it could be a good addition to our fleet, acting as an impromptu destroyer and drone tender. I guess we try that. And this is our variety of the Shepherd, yes, indeed it is. Glitched sensor array. I don't really care ultimately. Adorable perhaps. What's wrong with you? Increased maintenance. I think we can stomach the cost, yes, maybe. And what the heck, we pick up a drone tender too. So, but that's all we can finance at the moment. We almost are completely broke. So this will be a budget option. And a good post for our other guy here, I think. So these are permanently built in. And what are they good for? 3000 range. Light, asteroid buster cannon, so it's against shields. Also heavily armored, but also slow as a consequence. These are only good for point defense, really. And then we have some mosquitoes. Same story, really. So we can pester the enemies, and that's about it. Our special ability is the maneuvering jets. Okay, then. Let's just focus on the positives. There's a hard point. We can fill in directly. But we do have some dodge, but not a whole lot of dodge. Anything on offer back here? The auto cannon could be a good fit, for instance. Mining Plinker. Well, salamanders can be useful when used on Mars, of course. This is an interesting hard point. This would be good for some Davids, for instance, yeah. Yeah, that's not too shabby. I think we may try that. Back here, of course, is going to be a point defense weapon of some type. Let's just make it a Pickler. At the hard point in the middle, looks like it's also good for a torpedo launcher. Unfortunately, it's a small mount, right? So the best we can do here is to fit in 2 torpedoes. Or we go with these Davids again. They aren't terrible, but they're short range and also extremely inaccurate. So I guess we go with the Davids again. It's the best option of the 2 available there, I think. But 2 finishers essentially. Also 50% against shields isn't too shabby because some of these missile systems only do 25%. But light assault gun, we have it, so we install it. It makes it an anti-armor weapon. Anti-armor, so some anti-shields weapons would be good. I don't think they are capable of doing much against that. Yeah, probably not with the mining plinkers and so on and so forth. So we need an anti-shield weapon in here. These are pretty decent. I guess we can give it a try again. I don't want to put a salamanders up front, really. Yeah, okay, light motors were only 50 against shields, of course. So we have to face the enemies for the most part, but we can put in some missiles, of course. Yeah, these are pretty decent and we have them, so we try them out. I think it's fine. They have good guidance, also it is claimed here. They also look pretty nasty, mounted on there. I mean, the heavy mortar is not exactly an outstanding weapon by all considerations. There's an anti-shield weapon here. That probably drains quite a bit of generator energy, but it's very useful against shields. But I think it's too much for this smaller ship to handle, I think. So we have to maybe make do with the autocannon instead. Flak short 350. Yeah, this is not... Okay, there we go. What's the fire rate on that thing? Okay, so we go with the autocannon. It's a favorite here of the independents in this universe. I guess it would work. What's our armor and whole situation looks pretty decent. Don't think we need to worry about that at least. Since we have tons of drones, we probably put in the expanded deck room. Although these of course are unmanned usually. Hardened subsystems could be good. What's our peak performance rating? 240. That's not exactly outstanding. And the rest we probably put in our vents and capacitors. Okay, I think that should be good for this type of class. Hopefully it will work according to our desire. So these are with the other two pickups back here. Drones, of course, are built in. What's the suggestion there, sir? Okay, shock cannon. So enter shield and enter armor, essentially. All forward facing. 2 turrets, 2 hard points, nothing in the back. That's what the drones are for. It's not like we have a good selection at the moment, so let's just buy something from the market, shall we not? I guess it's fine. Adu didn't have any good weapons on offer, so we have a pair of light mortars. Okay, whatever. And the drone tender has 3 drones, of course. I don't really care what goes in here, frankly. I think it's acceptable either way. Some Davis and light machine gun. Okay, then. Now we're under strength. So, some crews, some repairs, some supplies, the usual stuff, of course. Yeah, but we're a bit short on dodge, aren't we? Yeah, okay. Not quite. Have to trade some machinery for that, I think. Okay, that is also some replacements. Any blueprints that may interest us? Augmented drive field, and this could be useful. 3,000 though is the price at the moment, so now we have to get some work around here. I mean, we can also join in on the other action, of course, but at the moment we aren't really... our fleet could maybe handle some of that ultimately, but still. But there's a pirate base in there, of course. Yeah, it's a small fleet, but a capable one. It's also against Strategion in the system. They have a Medusa, they have a Brawler, and a Storm Runner, and the Plasma Burst. It also gets us closer to the pirate action if we want to do this. The other ones are probably too dangerous. Yeah, we cannot take this. It's not possible currently. There's probably more to this mission. Although it's right over here. But there's probably more to this mission than they let on here. That seems likely. After all, a couple of omens. Well, quite a few omens actually. With impact mitigation, elite. What's the difference between obliteration and assassination? Destroy all the ships versus destroy the target vehicle only, or something like that. It's also in here, incidentally. Okay, well, they do have a pulse cruiser and some other vehicles that are too beefy for us at the moment. This thing is a non-combatant, though. Technically. The Hermer isn't really worth our time. And these, of course, well, there's more going on here, incidentally. Not just the experience. And they have lots and lots and lots of condos in here. That could be a funny fight, but a heavy cruiser. Dominator is nothing to sneeze at. This could be funny, but I'm not quite sure it's something we should tackle right now, ultimately. But it's an inhabited system. So maybe someone is willing to help out. A champion escorted by what exactly? Just lashers. Do we have the firepower to take this out? I think we may. Yeah, I think we can accept multiples, but since they're available from the bounty board, we don't have to stay at the station to make this happen. Okay then, repair our ships please. 19 supplies. Could be worse. And then we get going for our first bounty today. Ah, apparently it isn't listed here. That's interesting. So it must be under accepted then. Ah, there we go. Oh, well, we know where it is apparently. And they're still angry. A relative of one of our officers, maybe. Yeah, it is certainly very clean. Our hands are also clean. Of course, we don't forget about our black market dealings that quickly. Ah yeah, don't forget about saving the game here once in a while. I'm not sure we have learned the blueprint package already for escorting and whatever. Could be useful. Yes, fantastic. And immediately we have a storm to worry about. Okay, do we know where they are? Okay, next to the station, supposedly. Hopefully there will be no interference. They're unlikely to raise the issue. In this case, we keep it off, probably. Although I don't think it's going to fool anyone. Okay, there they are. But they are supporting, and there's some friends around here. Now, let's just see if someone is willing to join them. Probably yes is the answer with allies. Over to support fleet. Level 3 officer with a blockade runner. They do get less solidarity to work with. I don't see much in the way of allies that would matter, frankly. So I guess we go in here against all these slashers. Okay, Prospector. Don't think it's going to get any easier at the moment. We took some damage, unfortunately. But hopefully this thing is still in operational condition. Idee. This thing isn't that difficult. It is fragile after all. The weapons are very worrisome, of course. But I think we should have the combined firepower to take a bite out of this thing. Hopefully. So, then let's just see how we want to approach the situation. I don't want this to be a fleet action, but we need to give at least a couple of orders along the way. So this thing is super slow. Yeah, okay. You cannot keep up with anyone anyhow because of your top speed only being 59. We have 90 top speed, yes. Okay, you cannot really operate independently anyway, so I think you shall come with me or the escort leader. Yeah, I think you go with the escort leader. The drone tender will probably stick to the most vulnerable target. One escort back here. You will give me some support. This is the light carrier. It can probably do whatever, frankly. I don't want it to become isolated and destroyed again as a consequence. The top speed is 125. So you can certainly keep up with me, no problem. The drone tender, yes, 90 top speed. I think it should operate independently. Or maybe these two should work together. Who's the slowest? 90. Okay, so you escort this thing then probably. Okay, and then what are you going to do with your 60 top speed? There's not much else we can really accomplish with this pair. Okay, well, let's just see how we can do. We don't want to fly too close to the enemy targets. We want to find the destroyer and then focus fire. Or the heavy cruiser, I should say. Yeah, what are we focusing on? We'll see once these things get in range, of course. The lashes I'm too concerned about. We have tons of drones everywhere. As long as we don't blow all of our ammo on these, you know, in the first phase of the engagement. Yeah, that's our main target. Maybe deal with some of the escorts first without expending all of our ammunition, and then we worry about the big guy. Okay, well, it certainly is pretty angry. After all, they give us 84% XP bonus because of the difficulty. Yeah, this thing is forced, despite having a level 5 officer. Okay, don't get the heavy frigate destroyed already, even though there's tons of armor on that thing. So we're keeping up the flux level. That's all we're achieving at the moment, right? So we need to be careful around here. Most of the escorts are indeed still around. Yeah, they have vigilance over here, I think it was, yes. I think we should probably pull back a tiny bit. That's probably a good idea. Maybe we can mount a pincer maneuver. Maybe that's something we have to do. Yeah, something like this would be in order, I would think. And I would join the action and then see what we can do here. One leisure isn't really worth detaching ourselves, you know. Okay, so turn the ship around. Help out our heavy frigate over there before it gets blasted. Yeah, I don't think this thing will survive. Yeah, okay, well, you need to retreat here. Unfortunately. Get out of here as you can. This will be an engagement target, presumably. Or do we try to stay away from it for now? Yeah, so, well, we don't have any big guns available at the moment. That's a little bit of a concern. There's only a destroyer leader. I mean, theoretically, we have the firepower available if we focus fire on that thing. I'm not sure it's going to be that easy, but we give some other orders once we get to that point. Of course, you cannot really expect the frigate to stand against the cruiser right on its own. That really doesn't work very well. Yeah, this thing is toast. I think I can do much in the way of offering cover at the moment. They're closing in for the kill. Best I can do is to, well, help out a little bit. The level 5 officers back here. The slashers. They're certainly trying to retreat. Yeah, I don't have good armor on that thing, or shields for that matter. I have to keep this in mind, of course. Disabled, huh? The heavy, but goodie. I thought it was trying to retreat. Apparently, Lasher finished off the target. There we go. I hope it's good night for you, Mr. Ledger Pilot. Oh, there we go. That worked out pretty well, thankfully. So let's just see what else is going on. Who intercepted you for that matter? Or someone evidently did. Okay, so what's your situation? We lost some armor, I see. Must have been our missile spam primarily, I would think. Okay, so my escorts are keeping pace, which is good to see. And you need to escort someone else now. Yeah, who's the most vulnerable around here? Can maybe pick your own targets, but what's your top speed there, sir? 77 only. This is the generic civilian variety. Okay, goodie. I'm not quite sure if we're ready to move against that thing still. We may not be ready to do this just now, so maybe we adjust our orders here a brief. So for now we avoid it, maybe. Maybe harass even. We do have some missiles for that, of course. But for now, we avoid and focus on the smaller targets, since the helium frequencies are still open. I think that's probably a good idea. Let's try to get rid of these annoying pests around here, and then we focus on the ship itself, maybe, if we can make this happen. think I'm relatively low on missiles, am I not? How many do I have remaining? 16 in each launcher over dem. But this thing is toast. It didn't take long at all. Yeah, Shepard shouldn't really have any staying power in this type of situation. Yeah, you toast, buddy. Excellent. Couple more lashes. I think some of the difficulty stems from these guys being level 5 across the board. Not the cruiser itself necessarily. Good thing we have drone spam, right? Otherwise, it would be an impossible situation. You can fight, you can dodge, but you cannot succeed here, I think, right? Okay, are we trying to retreat here, sir? What's the idea? Certainly the cruiser isn't going to retreat anytime soon. Yeah, okay, well, we're moving around to surround him from all sides, but the enemy also likes to do to us, of course. So, but this thing is going to retreat probably. But I cannot catch it, it's too fast for that. Lots of spam there, I see, sir. Jesus Christ, man. There we go. Didn't save you, though. Yeah, I did indeed retreat, but that's given here, certainly. Okay, so what's still remaining? Do they have a tight formation? They do indeed have a tight formation. That's what I figured. Okay, this guy is basically no combat readiness. But for now, it needs to stay. And the firepower over here, probably. Okay, I'm not too concerned about these guys any longer. Now we make this guy our target. Probably right. The other guys will blast on the way if we can make this happen. No, don't ram it, pretty please. I need my whole integrity still. That did the trick, I hope. Yeah, he did us, thankfully. So now for Mr. Baker, I think, right? What's the idea here? Where are we going? Over here is the action, I see him. Yeah, there's der Cruiser. This is our heavy drone. I see our destroyer has gone down. The converted Buffalo, no surprises there. Keep the shields overloaded. Yeah, going down power, I think. There we go. I thought we could do it. Although we did take some losses, of course. $100 crew, man. Where, really, how many? What's the cool compliment on these anyway? I think it's an obliteration mission, not an assassination one, so we have to run the support versus 2, I believe. Okay. That shouldn't be too difficult despite the lack of combat readiness. Right, 2 ledgers still escaped for whatever reason. Whatever. Okay, so what's available? I think we take them back. Picked up some structural damage along the way, unfortunately. What about this thing though? The graded shields, glitched sensor array. It's very slow, but it's a free one, except for the story points. So I guess we go with that. Of course, it doesn't fool anyone just to know who we are, for the most part. And we also picked up some commodities along the way. Sure, why not? And the broken lasher. I don't think was really worth the bounty, frankly. Only 32,000. And now these scavengers are hostile. Everyone is hostile, so I think we probably wave goodbye before they start engaging us because they're no shape to fight. There we go. Alright, so I think we need to, yeah, probably dock at a friendly port here someplace and get our things in order. Interesting. Interesting indeed. I'm certainly up for more battles today. Yes, thank you. Yeah, some of these bounties are of course a trap, as you've seen already. Also the other runs, of course. Yes, combat stimulants. You can have that shit, I don't need it, frankly. And we also have some high-value prisoners along the way. Even better. So, wow, surprisingly profitable here. I wasn't expecting that, ultimately. Yeah, this does scale with our level, from what I do remember. Of course, the entire fleet is under strength now. Maybe we swap out some ships too. Man, this thing is a champion. It's a perfect escort target for some of the other ones around here. So let's just see what we can accomplish back here on the Wizard. What survived the onslaught, the Plasma Caster Array. What's our special ability? It's the high energy focus, so we need to put some energy weapons on here. And we also swap commands, because you do have energy weapon mastery. That seems like a smart idea. Not quite sure we have many weapons available of the energy variety in our realm. Probably not, I would think. Wow, and the shield moves, yeah, these are excellent. We need those. Even if we have some problems over here then, ultimately. Okay, PD Pulsar. Pair of those, I guess it works alright-ish. Isn't exactly brimming with options around here, so we go with whatever is available, right? Yeah, okay. Auto lens, general purpose, perfect accuracy because it's a laser. Phase emitter, suppression beam. Could be useful. Let's see it fighter, maybe. No hangar, no drones, but we have our escort ships for that. Yeah, this is the downgraded variety of the PD laser, unfortunately. So, there we go. Don't want to invest too much time in here because we want to fight some enemies, of course. Not spend all our time on the ship equipment menu. It's only a mini-series after all. Okay, I think it's an acceptable trade-off. With level 6 mercenary officer. I also leveled up for my trouble. And this thing, of course, Vow can take some damage, but not all the damage, as demonstrated here. This energy blaster really hurt. It really did hurt a lot, didn't it? Okay. I can also level up if I wanted to. Maybe I shall. And there goes half of our supplies already. It's not even all the supplies we need, right? Okay, our fleet is getting larger. We don't have any trades that would cut down on supply consumption, so there we go. It's a hard life out here in space. As if we were flying over there, I don't think it may. Yeah, it's probably too far away anyhow. And I can, of course, put some skill points in here. Combat readiness, of course, also ultimately means more supply consumption. There's the escort package. So it's only available through coordinate maneuvers, so is it something we can also buy from the open market? I don't remember. Yeah, but shields are pretty weak, so I think we put 1 point in here. Yeah, so +5 weapon damage for every single weapon across the entirety of the fleet. That's not exactly outstanding value, but every single little bit helps. Yeah, wow, that only applies to frigates and destroyers. Out of we have quite a few of those. So maybe it's a point worth taking. Yeah, this of course is outstanding. This is probably the best pick in the game. I find it a bit overpowered potentially, so I don't think we're going to pick this right away. Yeah, this is all secondary stuff about salvaging and repairs and supply consumption. It really isn't important. Maximum burn level on the other hand, just to get to places. I think I want something else maybe. Okay, then we go with coordinated maneuvers in case you want to pick up the escort package there for some people. It should be relatively affordable if you wanted to. You, for instance, are going to be an escort at all times, essentially. And it's 7 ordnance points though, but we can fix that. That's not a capital ship though, it's a cruiser. Okay, who else is going to be an escort at all times? I think it's the drone tender back here. Or the pod tender, whatever. On the smaller ships, I don't think it really makes that much sense. Frankly. Okay, something for 1 or 2 points perhaps we can put in here. Engineering section, obviously a safe bet. I mean, I don't think the escort package really makes a lot of sense on these. I would have to make room for 7 each. Don't think it makes too much sense, frankly. The drone tender could be an escort, but I think it's operating as a different group. I think it makes more sense. Yeah, this will be our primary combat vessel. This will be our secondary one. And then we can form a smaller group around the drone tender. I think that's the idea. Okay, so I think we're done with this angle. We have all the gas, we have all the supplies, so now it's nothing else to do except to look for bounties along the way. Some of the other ones did look interesting, for instance. Not this one. I think it's not really worth doing, frankly. I don't think there's even any penalty for that. I'm not going after some sort of pirate base. This is too much, we cannot do it. I'm sorry. The Loyal Church wants this guy dead, and they have a factory ship hinter the Colossus Mark II. This certainly is within our grasp. So where are they hiding? Trinary star system. I mean, there's a black hole in here and 2 stars. Does that count? Probably, but I don't want to fly into a black hole system ultimately if I don't have to. Yeah, the Condor angle could be funny. We did look at this at one point, didn't we? If I can find it. Yeah, this thing. A burst cruiser. payout isn't really worth the trouble, frankly, but it could be funny, so I guess we do that. And it's against pirates in a friendly system. They may be willing to help out after all. The other ones you can accept whenever, so don't need to overextend here ultimately. Cold Rock, incidentally, is a pirate station, but it's only level 3. If other pirates want to interfere, so be it, I guess, but I don't think we can really fight together with the station. We don't have the firepower for that. But if we play our cards right, we should be able to take him out ultimately. They will give chase, I believe, or maybe not. Let's see about that. Yeah, but apparently I'm the only one caring about storms and whatnot. But of course, using this ability is almost impossible because there's so many friends around in the core systems. So we just have to fly through here tediously and slowly. Yeah, that's the emphasis, of course. Not a fan of the storm mechanics in this game, frankly. Blockade. It's not really our problem, although it's maybe worth grabbing up the salvage, but of course you're not a salvager in this mini-series, otherwise I may consider that. I think the Reuters own this place, don't they? Okay, that's a suggestion. What is the suggestion? Yeah, well, I think it's actually a good trade-off. We can dodge the enemy fire pretty frequently. So what's the situation in the system? They have control of the important bits. And back here we have a level 5 Reuter planet. In this case, I probably should turn the transponder off. This may be a little bit excessive though. Maybe we can sneak up on them here in this asteroid belt. No, apparently not. What we don't need right now is damage the fleet, you know. Well, we can see them, of course. They should give chase, maybe. I don't want to fight together with the station. Even over the station would be pretty formidable obstacle. Maybe impossible even, I'm not sure. I think they're orbiting, yes. Some smugglers. Stubborn pirate fleet. Okay, well, I think we can isolate them, no problem. So let's just save the game and then hope for the best. Could be funny with all these condos in there. What do they even have equipped in these hangars? Do we know? It would appear they have some bombers courtesy of the pirate mini-mod. That could be funny indeed. Okay. They are defending, but currently they are alone. Hello there, level 3 officer. And they do have some guys up here. Level 1, level 2, aggressive on the Condor. Well, good luck with that. Right, no description yet on this Swank Heavy Fighter. Pulse Laser Swarmers already. Some Pod Bombers. Yeah, these are suicide drones, aren't they? Indeed they are. Suicide drones. I'm kind of concerned about those at least. Some salamanders on here, I think. Of course, these Condors can also mount missiles, so what's available for them? Okay, so some ballistic missiles to worry about too. Peak performance rating, hull integrity, and vent rate is all increased across the board for them. So they do have almost 17,000 hull integrity on this burst cruiser. That will be a pretty formidable obstacle. But hopefully we can make it happen, because the game seems to think it's a fair fight. And whether or not this is actually true remains to be seen. We cannot even, well, muster that much in terms of full integrity. But we have better officers on some ships, so there's that. Okay, I think I'm a little bit outmatched in this current vehicle. So for now we just inch forward and then see about priority targets and whatnot. It's probably the best idea at the moment, and then we see about targets. Someone can certainly flank these condors, but I think we focus on the... Well, it depends on how aggressively they present these fighters against us. Depends. I will keep my drones close for point defense and nothing else. Yeah, that's all these fighters incoming, and these suicide bombers. They're going right for me, of course. But of course it's a bit busy here in the sky. Well, space, but it's 2D space, so my point stands. Okay, lots of activity here. Maybe knocking out some of these condors first shouldn't be such a terrible idea. I think we may consider that, shouldn't we? So what's the current situation on the battleboard? Condors everywhere. Okay, so I do believe we're going to try that. We can also order a fighter strike, but I would like to keep this around for point defense more than anything else. Okay, focus on the condors and then make our people a bit more maneuverable. Maybe I can sneak up upon one of those condors. Guess I see about that. After all, it's a condor, it's not very maneuverable. Maybe I can isolate myself here dangerously. Don't think it's worth using drill missiles here even. After all, the shields on this thing are wimpy. Oh, apparently we're having a bit of trouble here. And it's going down finally. Yeah, the other corners of course are trying to help out, but it's a good thing for them. Yeah, I lost plenty of armor there because of the bombs, I think it was. Okay, so I should be more careful. Maybe using drills is a worthwhile after all, as it would seem. Okay, when some flux before they launch their next bomber strike. Which they undoubtedly will do. Yeah, they're coming to rearm, aren't they? So we need to be swift here. Yeah, the armor, of course, is not existent at the back. Mobbing a condo essentially. Even destroy leaders trying to help out. Good for it. Thank you. Okay, it's hard to tell which fighters are hostile and which ones are friendly. But there we have it. Okay, now the condo goes down. My ship isn't exactly in the greatest shape, so what's still on the battleboard other than the... Yeah, lots of stuff over here still, but some of it is friendly. Yeah, I need to be careful. Only front armor remaining. We still have the other thing to wipe out, but knocking out these condors seems to be a smart play. At least fine to, right? After all, destroy leader has some armor. This is some good weapons, hopefully, to make this happen. Oh, there we go. Excellent. So let's just try to maintain some overview of what's going on. So they're down to one condor and the big guy, of course. So there's our heavy cruiser. It's right here. So in this case, we can maybe rescind that order. Make it our primary target. And this thing, we blast on the way probably. Or we just try to keep it busy with a fighter strike. Could also work. I'm not quite sure we're deploying drones for that. I don't think so. These are automatically. Maybe we should actually wait for other people to catch up, but we are somewhat fast around here. I'm certainly severely bowed. And there goes the other condor, so no problem. Yeah, I should probably... Oh, what happened there? Did they retreat? No, we knocked it out somehow. I'm not quite sure who did that, but good work there. Didn't lose a single ship for a change, which is excellent. Maybe a condor. I mean, unreliable subsystems isn't the worst in the world. It will give us a free condor. So I guess we try that maybe. Yeah, but the pirates are always angry with us. And we have a High Valley prisoner and Valupa even. Oh dear. And something is drifting through space. Okay, excellent. Once again, I don't think it was really worth the 50,000 bucks ultimately. Don't think it really was. I think they will still let us dock. No, they're hostile at the moment because we fought their defense fleet, I guess. Okay, in this case, I think we're out of here. Person League likes us, I think, so we call it a military board, maybe. But you mean we don't have any star shots? That cannot be right. Yeah, that's what I figured. Well, that was pretty nice, I have to say. No other interference at least, which is also good. If there's something nearby, I would like to do another bounty. I'm not quite sure it can be done. Depends. Starting to feel a little exhausted already. After all, this game is pretty involved. Especially in these battles. Yeah, friendly. I think that should be good. Crew is under strength, but it's a free carrier. He knows what gets, I guess. Cannot complain about that. We should have picked up some blueprints along the way. We still have the heavy bomber, which is very slow indeed. This is probably a new addition I haven't seen before. These, of course, are Stardust Venture vessels. A superiority fighter. It was in range with a Fell Striker and Cloudburst missiles. Yeah, about support craft essentially. Okay, what's installed here? Armored weapon mounts. Top speed is very slow, of course, since we're talking about the Condor. Yeah, reckless on a Condor. I don't think we shall. What do you mean we don't have fighter base? They're right here. What? That can't be right. Maybe it needs to be installed. That's the problem, potentially. Okay, heavy fighter. They are for fighting other craft, of course. Not inflicting damage on the enemy ships. Although they could probably help out with that. There's a light needler. Is it good? I'm not sure. Okay, what's our top speed? 350. 210. 50 Broadswords, for instance. Okay, this makes some sense for a superiority fighter to be faster. Yeah, support only, of course, and it's not even worth looking at the talents down there. If anything, we're going with the late variety with the tiny shield generator. So these are too slow, but they could operate together with the storm wings. Although this being a carrier, Maybe don't worry about the bonus points so much. Maybe. Yeah, now we can... Oh, really? It's just dependent on the fighters being installed. That's interesting. Okay, whatever. So, of course, on this we only have a couple of hard points. Just point defense, really. It's not going to keep the carrier safe anyhow, as we've seen. So, I guess. And I forgot it's actually medium turret. I don't think these were super impressive. Yeah, I think this is auto reloading, right? Yeah, indeed it is auto reloading. Whatever indeed. Maybe it can serve a purpose. Our top speed is extremely slow. There's nothing we can do about this. So, yeah, if the enemies get up to it, it's towards essentially. So instead we improve the carrier capabilities, or at least a little bit. Also make it less vulnerable to malfunctions. Yes, that's fine. So there's our carrier. It will do whatever it pleases. Of course, need some crew for these drones, whatever, even though they should be automated, right? Some stuff we don't need. Yeah, expanded missile racks, there we go. This worth picking up though, despite the tariffs there being outrageous as is customary around here. Maybe we find a place to install developer there, could be funny. Yeah, I don't care about a repetition with the pirates, of course, but I guess only 35 supplies because our ships were already in the process of being repaired. You can, of course, sign up with some mercenaries, but at the moment we have plenty of officers available. Speaking of which, do we have any awaiting level up? No, not at the moment. I can level up if I wanted to. Think. Yeah, I did, of course, condense this down into 5 levels in total, which is why we are getting skill points pretty frequently. So we go with our final selection here, the support doctrine. I don't think I'm going to worry about energy weapons because we don't use them as the junker dogs really most of the time. But this could be useful, so I guess we go with that. We already know transverse jump, of course, since we skipped the storyline. Okay, excellent. I think it's a somewhat decent selection. I can live with that. And now, of course, we have to repair yet again. Because we increased our combat readiness, I guess. That's the problem with it in particular. So, another 50,000 hier, wo wir die Chaos weit, ultimately. Dann want to fly all across the universe, for instance, for these people. But one more outing would be interesting. And certainly the encoder fight was funny. Can't really complain about this. Something within our range here, so to speak. And this one, of course, will be more involved. There will be some friends around. There are always complications that aren't mentioned here. So why would this be 1 million, for instance, if it's only one ship, you know? Because she will be heavily protected. Probably high-ranking officer of the hegemony fleet. Okay, but it's offered by the Junkyard Dogs, and they have a standard cruiser, Enforcer, Marauder, and some smaller ships. Maybe this is how we could tackle. Is a pirate target in the system? Well, I do hope it doesn't end in complete failure, but I'm willing to give this one a try. So we head over there and see what we can do. Is there anything else we want to do? Maybe installing this expanded missile rack some players. Yeah, I think I like this vehicle, so we give it a spin. So this is no longer necessary. You have the auto forge, you don't need the upgraded storage expansion, I think. I'm not quite sure it's really worth installing on anyone at this point in time. These formers have unlimited ammo, I believe, anyhow. Maybe my drills could be interesting. I could use my drills, certainly. Alright, I guess we go with that. After all, we have plenty of story points in our mini-series. The rest I can even put in the vents and something else that is nice and cheap. Like the engineering section, for instance. So these are the 1 point for what exactly? I don't think I need sprint missiles. I'm mostly on top of the enemies. If I use that thing. So we go with EMP resistance. Okay, that should be good. Maybe gas up along the way again. We have 460 supplies. Let's just get over here. Yeah, this one to be specific. Okay, some distance away from the center of the star system. Hopefully there aren't any pirates around to make themselves a nuisance right away. But of course, picking the fleet doctrine gives us a big bonus because all of our ships essentially have an officer on there. There could be pirate base in there, but it's not a guarantee. We'll see about that. But this guy probably won't be a pushover. But we have severely upgraded our combat performance too. Or should I say substantially? Alright, someone is fighting some peppers versus some mercenaries. I couldn't care less. These fleets look dangerous, but it's mostly just freighters in there. Sluggish shield emitter. Gets this one exactly? I don't think it's a good trade-off, but thanks for the offer there, regardless. It's good when our officers show some initiative. Okay, so some distance away from the center of the system, this set. It could be anywhere, really. And indeed, there seems to be a pirate base in here somewhere. Probably over here at the barren world, right? Target and the base, probably. Aha, we found them already. Okay, there they are. Patrolling system. Danger level 2, the game seems to think. Well, this is up for debate, of course. Can we please make contact with the enemies? Wouldn't that be swell? They're actively avoiding us for whatever reason. Come on. Intercept course, pretty please. There we have it. With a level 1 reckless officer. And the flanker cruiser. Probably has the speed and armament to back that up, yes. Indeed it does. And the most important thing about this guy is the plasma caster, I guess. High tech, yes. If you want to sign up with Tartakion. A Tempest. Okay then, I don't think I need to give any specific orders, and the fleet tender is a non-combatant, but very annoying, because it has the, well, the face cloak or whatever it was. Almost impossible to hit this thing. Okay. Yeah, but, some escort orders I think are good, but otherwise, do we even need the heavy cruiser for this? We may not, actually. Yes, I think we can handle that maybe. Without it. Potentially, we'll see about this. Okay, this time around, I don't think I will give any specific orders, except for some escort duties. And they can pick their own targets if they so desire. Yeah, I protect the drone tender with me this time around. And I think that's all we need. Hopefully. After all, I've repaired my hull, I've repaired my shield generator too. So I should be able to withstand a little bit more damage now. And we also have better missiles finally on our missile destroyer. Yeah, I'm drifting a little bit too close to the action over here. Yeah, doesn't stand a chance. Poor thing over there. I have lots of drills now, but of course I fight in a volley. Yeah, then quite have to follow up for that. There we go. That's what you get for being too eager, there, Mr. Reckless Officer. Now we are at my mercy. Alright. Of course, the fleet support doctrine pays off quite handsomely already. Who's still around? Some guys try to pull away. But it went surprisingly well. Could have done this with half the vehicles, maybe. Probably. Well, this guy is a goner, I think. Well, that seems likely. Running away like a coward in this fleet tender, which of course is completely unarmed. So who can blame them? Or maybe not. Of course, I don't think I can hit it very well. Yeah, but it's a one-trick pony. That's the cloak eventually. So there we have it. Only 2 people died someplace because we took some scratch damage on one of our ships. Maybe some fighter pilots along the way, who knows. I mean, what we're going to do with a fleet tender, I'm not sure. The other guys, of course, are in terrible condition now. Although, I mean, what is this thing good for? Phase coil instability. We don't want to see this over here in particular. Yeah, a stealth freighter. If you want to do some smuggling, I guess that's our answer. But of course, we have no inclination to do this. Okay, then I think that we dock at the nearest station and call it quits for this recording session. I think that went pretty well, didn't it? And over here, we are next to Dockstar anyhow. So let's just go to our military shipyard. I don't think I will worry about the pirate station here, around the barren planet, which is probably their location. Oh, who's fighting? There's a pirate armada here. I guess why not? I suppose we have a Star Fortress with an Alpha Core inside, a level 7 even. So I'm not quite sure why the pirates even bother with that. Weiter brought a strike cruiser and some escorts to the fight. Sure, we can have a look here at least. I mean, it doesn't matter ultimately. Oh, it's a retreating action. They're running away from the Star Fortress. Of course. We need to come left or right for that thing. Interesting. $90 top speed. Okay, 126. And of course, I could come if I wanted to, but only on autopilot. Oh, they're trying to escape, but they're also running into the Star Fortress. So that's what's going on back here, maybe. It's too funny. If that's actually the case. No, Star Fortress is not present in this battle. It's interesting. Okay, full assault here, please. Try to knock out as many of them as possible. Ja, der ist hier Missile Destroyer. The Wayfarer. But the Falcon, on the other hand, we should be able to catch, maybe. Or the Eagle, this is the abundant variety, of course. We have our own version of that. Yeah, someone is using their bind strike against us. Yeah, this thing, to be specific. You decloaked in the wrong neighborhood, though, friend. And once again, we can prevent the enemies from retreating. The pirates are very angry again. Well, what about that, my friends? Okay, avoiding contact. Yeah, rather should wait. Okay, then. There's our final level up if we wanted to, but I don't think we will at the moment. So let's just save the game, see what we can do at the shipyard, and then we quite a quiz for this recording session. Pretty enjoyable affair overall. Yeah, we never stood a chance, because why would they stand a chance around here? I think we may have a salvage gantry on the shepard, otherwise I'm not quite sure where all this metal is coming from. At least it gives us more supplies along the way, so I'm not complaining. Don't need any efficiency overhauls, of course. There's some pretty large freighters in here if you wanted them. Super freighters even. I think they would be called in the X-Free universe, yes. And even some of these large vehicles are now within our grasp. Sort of. This one I was piloting in one of my other runs, of course. Yeah, with the built-in operations center wide. I don't think I'm going to opt for an operations, /fleet action, ultimately. Maybe we try the fetching. If we found the power grid and the damaged flight deck. That could be of interest, perhaps. Another drone tender, although this one has 5 drone bays, essentially. Interesting, there's a protective. And light cruiser, the same. 90 top speed. I think I also had this as my personal ship during one of the runs, at least for a couple of episodes. There's our large combat tanker, the Confident. This one may be a good target for our next endeavors. 75 top speed. Seems to be based on the Venture, perhaps. And does have the Auto Forge. Well, does have expanded missile racks, not the Auto Forge. Interesting. And the black market would give us some generic ships here for the most part. Okay, but I do believe it's all we can do for today. So as usual, I thank you for watching and I hope to see you next time.